Welcome back to Wild, Wise and Curious, Embracing Our Journey, where we're excited to continue the conversation around all things peri and beyond. We'll continue to explore all our stories, challenges and importantly the wisdom we learn along the way. As usual, we'd love to chat with women just like you who might like to share your own perimeno or post-menopause stories with us. We can't wait to chat with you. Welcome to Wild, Wise and Curious. Today we're at Barefoot, so if there is some background music, enjoy it as we go. We're here with Cate.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to Wild, Wise and Curious, Cate.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh, I know.
So lovely to have you with us.
We're really excited. After yesterday's session, it's just so good to be having this conversation with you. So thank you very much for having us. Okay, so the way we always start the podcast is like one question. How did you come to realise you're in perimenopause?
Fucking hell. That's not a question. That is not a question. Well, I think probably because fortunately for me, throughout my whole life, I've been very regular. So my cycle was bob on 28 days. Yeah. Every 28 days. I had very severe symptoms, but specific. I knew what was what. I knew when I was coming on. And then all of a sudden I went like 45 days and I was like, I knew I wasn't pregnant because I haven't seen a naked cock for about 20 years. I was like, unless this is the Immaculate Conception, like something's going on. So I kind of just kept an eye on it. And then obviously I over the next few months, like my cycle was here, there and everywhere. I kind of felt a bit mental. I was exhausted. I was crying at adverts, that I really shouldn't be crying at, like McDonald's adverts. You know the McDonald's Christmas advert with the little girl and her imaginary friend? Yes. Fuck my life. Yeah. Oh my good God. Like, even now. What the hell? Oh. So, yeah, I think that was the point. That advert was the catalyst of me going, something isn't right here. So I went to the doctors, actually, and they were like, well, we don't test for it. And I was like, okay, great. What am I supposed to do then? Just, guess. So I started doing my own research and blah, blah, blah. And to cut a long story short, I started perimenopause. And then, ever since then, I go, 82 days, or I go 20 days, or I go 45 days.
Wow.
And all the other fucking symptoms in the world, including, as I mentioned to you yesterday, my feet growing by a size and a half. So
how old were you when this all started, Cate?
Well, I'm 51 now. I reckon it started when I was about 48.
Okay.
But mildly.
Yeah.
I think it first sort of started then. I think by the time I was probably 49, I was kind of, it was picking up a gear, and I was really feeling the effects. But in 2023, I had an incredibly traumatic year. My dad passed away very suddenly and very unexpectedly, and 6 weeks later my mum died of a broken heart. And within the 6 months surrounding that, I lost 6 more people. So it was like a massive period of transformation, I guess, grief. Death and grief, I think, are very different things. So, and I've always prepared myself for death massively. I get death, I understand death, I'm cool with death.
Yes.
But grief, fuck me, never thought about it in my life, and it put me in the floor. And losing your mum and dad so close together, so unexpectedly, it changed me on a cellular level. And that year was the point where I kind of ended up a bit in the floor. And I went on to antidepressants. I don't think that's a massive surprise. And it's difficult because in the spiritual community that I'm in, there's a lot of people that are like, you shouldn't be on medication, you just need to heal this, that and the other. Well, do you know what? If I wasn't, I think I might be fucking dead. So with all of that and perimenopause and just life in general, it was just excruciating, to be honest.
And just day-to-day life on top of that, kids,
yeah,
family.
I'm a single mum. I've got 4 neurodivergent children who all live at home. At this point, I still had my heart horse. I was, I have horses, and I was working full time. honestly,
to manage all that. And
I meant to carry all of that on my fucking own.
Yeah.
And luckily for me, my children are incredible, and they're like my older. Well, they're all incredible, but I've got 25, 24, and 23-year-old who are just amazing at holding space and helping, and we're like a little tribe, all 5 of us. But at the same time, you don't want to put on your kids like they've lost their grandparents.
Yeah, they've got to go through their own
They're
process.
going through their own transition,
Yeah.
and also they're dealing with a mum who is perimenopausal.
Yeah,
I mean, let's
and
be real, that is not fucking
falling
easy.
apart. You feel like you're falling apart, don't you?
There
And
was
that's
nothing
without-
left of me.
Yeah.
And genuinely, like that feeling in perimenopause that you get of not knowing who you are
Yeah.
was exacerbated. That
Yeah.
word.
Yeah.
4,000 times. But when I lost my dad, I remember vividly. I mean, I went back to work the next day, and I remember going to do the horses one morning, and I pulled up, and it was like 2 days later, and I sat outside the gate, and it was this really weird moment because it was like everything looked different, and it sounds really weird and stupid, but I was looking out the window and it was like really nice day, but everything looked, it was like a veil had been lifted out of my eyes. It like a net curtain had been over my eyes for my whole life, and then all of a sudden I could see clearly, but I felt like I didn't have a fucking clue who I was. I didn't know anything about myself. I felt completely lost, and I just sobbed. I sat in the field and I fucking sobbed, and I was like gutturally crying. And it just so happened that the doctor rang me at that point to check how I was. I think they were a little bit worried about me because obviously going through so much grief and everything. And I was just like, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Poor guy was on the other end of the phone. I think he was thinking, shit. Yeah. And it was kind of, that was really the catalyst for me thinking, okay, I need to strip everything away and start again. Yeah. And I stopped wearing makeup, I stopped dyeing my hair, I stopped wearing jewellery, I literally gutted my life. And I was like, I need to fucking build this from scratch. I don't know who the fuck I am anymore. And I think a lot of that was grief. But a lot of it was this transition into this era of my life where I know my children are moving away. Like, they're still at home at the moment, but I'm going to have an empty nest at some point in the next 10 years. And that sounds like a long time, but it's not really.
No,
it could. And they're so close together, the 3 of them could go tomorrow, and then I'm just left with one, which you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like, not that that's
We're
not enough.
exactly the same.
But that, and then the hormonal imbalance, and the fucking brain fog, and the fucking
responsibilities of normal life, where you've got to pay
the
bills
money
and
and
feed
the
yourself
house and the shopping and the dogs and the
making
training
sure
and the
everybody
work.
else, because we're still doing that, regardless, because we do it naturally. Is, you know, are you guys okay? Are you dealing with this okay? What you know?
Yeah.
And that's what we do as mums.
Yeah,
and as carers,
and we love
nurturers.
doing it. I love doing it. Like, my kids are my best work. Literally, they're the loves of my life.
Absolutely that.
They are the best thing I've ever created. But it's not easy, and as a single parent as well, like, you know, like you say, it's everything, isn't it? It's even I hate putting the bins out.
Oh God, yeah, me too.
I fucking hate putting the bins out.
Especially when they're split.
I just fucking hate it. And the wheelie bin, I forget. And again, I'm sure that's like the whole brain fog and memory thing for me has been horrendous.
Yeah.
I have epilepsy.
Yeah.
And part of my epilepsy symptoms are brain fog and forgetfulness.
Okay.
So
Amplify.
Yeah. And it's actually a bit terrifying sometimes, because I just don't know. Sometimes I don't even know what my words are, and or I'll say something, and then I don't know, a noise will happen, and I'll look, and then I'll turn back and I'll go, what was I talking about?
Yeah. I feel that one. I do that one.
You just feel a bit like you're going a bit mad, don't you? Sometimes. But
Well, it's that sometimes what I'll do. The example recently is I was in the shower and I was thinking, I had a thought and I was like, oh my God, I need to do that as soon as I get out of the shower. And then I got out of the shower and I was like, I had a thought when I was in the shower. What was the thought that I had in the shower? and it was just, that was it.
Yeah. I know. Well, I mean, this coming here is a prime example because, as you know, I forgot quite a lot of stuff. So I wrote a list of everything that I needed to bring, which was quite a lot of stuff. And everything was on my list because I'm a good list maker. But what I did was, on the way to getting certain critical items, I ticked them off on the way to get them.
I've done that before.
So I ticked off my bra, my hairbrush, my charcoal, and my incense burner on the way to get those items from my bedroom. And then I got distracted, and then I got here, and then I went to get dressed in the morning on the first day, and I was like, where the fuck is my bra? And obviously people can't see me. I am not somebody that can go without a bra. I mean,
you pulled it off because I
haven't, because I went to fucking Tesco and bought the biggest fucking hammock I could find that still isn't big enough, by the way. I've been in the most uncomfortable setup for the whole of the fucking thing. I actually said to my daughter, if they haven't got one that I think I can get the girls in, we're going to have to find some duct tape.
Oh my God.
I'm not joking. I was going to duct tape my
so
tits.
uncomfortable.
Not as uncomfortable as this, I might add. But, you know, I forgot my fucking bra. I forgot my hairbrush. And thank God to you. What they don't know is that I was like, do you have a hairbrush I can borrow? And you were like, no, I've got a new one that you can have. And I was like, oh my God. I've never been so grateful to brush my hair in my entire life. So.
And then you were so like, right, we need to find Cate because she needs to brush her hair. So we're like, okay. Lee came over and went, Cate said, can I save her life? And I was like, ooh. And then it's like, she only needs a hairbrush. I was like, you.
That's all I can do. If that's all I can do, that's it.
Yeah,
we can
honestly,
cope with that.
it's one of those
It's
things.
the little things.
It is the little things.
It is.
But these little things pile up, right?
They do.
And it is just that one thing
The
on
bottle
top
of pop.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So, with your epilepsy then, is that stress induced? So does that get worse with stress and lack of sleep and that kind of thing?
It does. It's stress induced, trauma induced actually, and also there are external factors that can induce. So I also have photosensitive epilepsy, so flashing lights and that sort of thing. Even you know, like on a sunny day when you're driving and the sun's coming through the trees and it does that weird thing, that can set me off. So yeah, it's tiredness, fatigue, all that sort of stuff.
So have you noticed it worsen?
Yeah, 100%. My epilepsy meds, because originally, again, with the whole my connection to my spirituality and stuff, I didn't want to go on epilepsy meds. So when I was diagnosed in 2017, I was having like 100 seizures a day, and I have them in my sleep as well. And I was really quite ill, and I was like, no, I'm going to handle it myself. But I lost my license, my driving license, and I was a bit fucked, to be honest. And I was like, no, there's got to be something I can do. And I tried really, really hard. I tried all the spiritual modalities that I could, all the healing, all the taking shit tons of CBD and not drinking this and not drinking that and not eating sugar and everything. And I tried it for a year and it just didn't work. And so I reluctantly agreed to go on medication, and within about 3 weeks I just felt like a different person. So when I hit perimenopause, it was a similar time to my mum and dad, losing my mum and dad. And I have an epilepsy nurse who rings me every 3 months. So she rang and she was like, how are you? And I was like, oh, my mum and dad, and told her about that. And she was like, fuck, that is horrendous. And she said, and interestingly, I mean, I know this isn't about epilepsy, but it's good for people to know. I had no idea, but she said, okay, we need to monitor you really carefully because when people with epilepsy go through grief, typically their epilepsy is fine at the time of the grief, but 6 months later there's lots of research to show and evidence of people that it's happened to, that exactly 6 months after the grief has happened, their epilepsy picks up a notch and we have to double their medication.
Wow, okay.
And so that's like, what the fuck, that's mad. So she was like, I'm going to ring you in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So I actually told her about my dad, and she was like, I'm going to ring you in 6 weeks. She rang me in 6 weeks, and I was like, my mum died yesterday.
Yeah.
She was like, fuck off.
off.
I was like, yeah. And she was like, she just didn't know what to say.
No,
she was
of
like,
course.
I have nothing to say. She said, I'm just,
there are
please
no
look after
words.
yourself. If you need me, just ring me. But actually, that was okay. And then, but I think as the menopausal symptoms picked up, my epilepsy symptoms really ramped up again. So my forgetfulness, I was going dizzy a lot, and just being absolutely exhausted to the point where I just sit down on the sofa for 10 minutes and wake up 4 hours later, and that is a symptom of my epilepsy as well. So the nurse rang, as she does, and I sort of said, look, I'm just a bit fucked. And around the time of when my cycle should be, or has historically been, that 3-4 days before, and this has always been the case since I've been diagnosed, my epilepsy symptoms are through the roof.
Okay.
Like, I don't drive in
Okay.
those 2 days
Yeah.
before my period. I can't,
Okay.
it's too dangerous,
Okay.
really. Like, I haven't had a seizure, but I don't feel well.
Yeah.
So I just really look after myself on those days, and I'm really careful because I don't want to have a seizure. So
Which is all right while you're in your cycle and your cycle is on time.
Yeah.
So
But
you
then
know,
when you
yeah.
start going outside of that and you're 45 days,
Yeah,
80
yeah, I
days or
don't know
whatever,
when
how
that
do
is.
you know when
And
that is?
typically what happens is I feel myself going a bit nuts, and I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why am I crying all the time? I can't stop crying, and why do I feel like this? And like, I'll sit down on the sofa, like I said, and I'll wake up 4 hours later, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, I've got so much to do. And then I do that whole, like, I'm just useless, I can't get anything
guilting
done,
ourselves and
like, why can't
yeah.
I'm so shit, like, no wonder I'm not doing this, I'm not working hard enough, and I'm a shit mother, and the house is a mess,
The
and
guilt and like
Yeah.
stuff that shouldn't actually even be there.
It
It's almost
shouldn't
like
exist, no.
intrusive, and those thoughts, the irrational stuff that
Yeah.
just comes in, and you're just like,
it's awful.
Yeah.
And then
and it's all bullshit.
it's all bullshit. But the thing is, the worst thing is, I know it's bullshit.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
can't stop it.
No,
And
no,
I'm like, what the
no.
fuck? So, and then obviously I kind of eventually work it out, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
You twat, you forgot to get That's what I do. I'm like, how can you forget? You're 50. You've been having these periods and these few days run up to your
Yeah.
periods since you were 13, 14.
Exactly.
And I forget every time. And I'm
But-
like, oh, God.
But like you say, when it's not
When you're
regular,
not-
when
yeah.
you don't know when it's
Yeah.
going to be, it's
exactly.
like
It just throws
you
you
don't
get-
know.
You get lost in normal day-to-day life.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
it was
Do.
supposed to happen then, but it's not happened yet.
Yeah.
Or, and I'll go and carry on with my life now.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
all of a sudden you start to feel like, oh, something's not quite right. You don't know, do
No.
you?
The one thing that has really helped me, I've got to be honest,
Yeah.
is I don't know whether you've got it, but there's an app called Flow, FLO.
Oh, no, I've not got that.
And it's free.
Yeah.
You can subscribe to it and you get
Yeah.
better things, which is what I do. But you log your symptoms
Yeah.
and your cycle
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
there. So even if, like, say I'm due on, as it
Yeah.
were, but I don't
Yeah.
come on, I can go on and I can log how I feel. So it's not
Yes.
just, oh, tummy ache and boobs hurt.
Yeah.
It's like brain fog,
Emotional.
fatigue, headaches, backache, all the stuff, emotional stuff, feelings, everything, and you can log it all.
Yeah.
And because I've been doing that for like 2 years now, which is really super helpful, I won't know when the fuck I'm going to come on. I mean,
Yeah.
like my last cycle, I think my last one was 56 days.
Okay.
But like on 50th day, I got a notification on my phone that said you might have a headache today, and I did.
Oh, my gosh.
And then
that is
on day
brilliant.
53, it was like, you might feel extra tired. And I was like, okay. So it's been amazing because I've done it for, so it has to build your pattern.
Of
Yeah.
course, yeah.
But it
because
kind
you've done
of,
it for
you have to be
yeah.
committed to putting the
Yeah.
information in. But if you are, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's almost like an app for journaling,
Yeah,
how
yeah.
you're feeling. 'Cause
But-
you do journaling,
yeah,
don't you?
But
And
also,
journal stuff.
like, it tells you when you're, because I've been doing it for years, it's got like my 28-day history. So it says, you're due on today.
Wow.
But I don't come on, so then it counts and it tells me how long my cycle is.
That's really good.
And then you get a graph that says in the last 6 months your cycle has been 82 days, 46 days, 24 days, 13 days, whatever it was.
So that's how you keep a track.
It's fucking
because
amazing.
I was going to say, how do you know it's that many days? I went about 8 or 9 months last year thinking, great,
Oh my
I'm
God.
I'm about there.
Oh my
then,
God.
Boom, big
Oh
massive
no.
period for about 5 or 6 days, and normally I'm a light period kind of girl.
Right.
But this was just like a full on one. I was like, okay, you're back, thanks for that, you know.
Yeah,
But
that's
I'd been
awful.
kind of, what I do is I just put a little P with a circle around it on my calendar at
Yeah.
home. But actually, yeah, I like the sound.
Honestly,
of that.
it's
That
been
might be an easier thing for me to journal than
It's been a game changer because I've got ADHD as well.
Yeah.
So like for me, like the whole, oh yeah, I'm gonna write it down in a book. I mean, I'll buy the nice book and I'll buy the pen and I'll write, this is for my period on the top, and then I'm never writing it again.
Yeah. So I do journal, but I'm not as consistent as I should be. But what you're doing seems like so much easier because it comes back to you as well. It's using it's using your information as a way of being able to track things better than going through your journal and seeing what you were like this time.
And I tell you what else it does as well. It's really amazing. I should be on commission, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
But what it does is, so like say for like 3 days in a row, I log that I've got fatigue or I've got headache or whatever it is. It, like after a little while, it comes up and it says you've logged that you've had, I don't know, a headache for 4 days. Let's discover why that might be. And then you press a button and it says, I'm just going to ask you some questions, is that all right? And you go, yes. And it says, how do you feel about this? What about this? What about this? You answer the questions. It says, okay, it sounds like this could be happening.
Like you're not drinking enough water, or
or
it's
hormonal, or
yeah.
like you're not sleeping properly, or like it's
that's
so
really
fucking brilliant. And then, as well as that, on the same app, there's a forum, so you can go in and have secret chats about like, I just feel like I want to curl up in a ball today, and I don't know what to do. And women that you don't know will be like, I feel the same. And so it's like this whole, you know, we were talking about women in circle and coming together and community and stuff. It's like that, but online. I mean, we have to move with the times, I guess. Like, and it's better in person. It's better in person, but we can't do that all the time.
No.
And so, like, what an amazing way to allow women to connect with each other. And what's lovely is that I see so many times there's stuff about sex, there's like stuff about dildos and fucking anal sex and what your vagina looks like, what's the difference between your vulva and your vagina and the anatomy and orgasms and your clitoris, and like all of that stuff is on there. And there's young women, 18, 19, 20-year-old women asking fucking questions and getting answers, and it's like, thank fucking God, about time.
Because we've just hidden everything. Nobody talks about anything.
No.
You have your sex ed at school that might be a day or whatever, but it doesn't really cover the things that we need it to cover as women, does it?
Well, does it ever teach you that actually sex is a sacred act, and like
No,
you
of course
can
it
have
doesn't.
casual sex as much as you like, as long as you are honouring that it's your body and that it's sacred, and do you know what I mean? Like, you don't get any of that,
No, of course
do
you don't. Of course you don't.
I mean, I use the Balance app, but that is predominantly for perimenopause.
Right.
So you can log your perimenopause symptoms.
Right.
What I'm liking about what you're saying is it's for all of your
Everything.
menstrual
Everything.
cycle for everything. So what you're getting is you're getting people in all different stages.
Young women learning from the older women. You know, because the experiences that we've had and stuff, you know, if we'd have been able to sit in circle with our elders,
oh my God,
and they'd have been going, oh my God, my anxiety was through the roof. Oh my God, I had panic attacks. I had itchy palms. My feet were... And we were all like going, shit, okay, so now we know what that is.
Well,
okay,
you could use this
we know
route
it's
for that. And wouldn't you? We would be like using the language.
It would be amazing.
So I guess, in a way, what you're saying with the app is that it's kind of doing that for young women. And I think the more we're in it, and I think, you know, I personally, like, I know you're the same with it, and I don't know how you felt about it as well, Cate, but the digital world kind of, like, I felt was disconnecting me a little bit from being with people, but actually in that forum women can also maintain an anonymity
Yeah.
if they don't want to be like, hey, I'm so and so from so and so.
Yeah.
You know, in their community, they can be asking any questions
Absolutely.
that they can't perhaps ask their mum or their friends
Exactly.
or their aunt or their granny.
Exactly, that's
So
it. And
that's
I think
pretty amazing.
I think
That's pretty amazing.
it's easy when you aren't the same to forget that there are women who are not connected to their own bodies,
Yeah.
who don't know the stuff that women our age who have kids who never talk to their kids about this stuff.
No.
And because that's how they were brought up, and they've never broken that pattern, they've never learned for themselves. They might be going through it now and not even know they're going through it. And that for me is terrifying.
Yes.
But also with spaces like the online spaces that are safe for women, like you say, you can have younger women asking the questions that they can't ask the people that really want. But just the sort of information that's on there is amazing. And if it thinks you need to see your doctor, it tells you. It's like, go and see your doctor. So it's been really helpful because it's kind of helped me make sense of a few things. But like the anxiety and the panic attacks, they're the stuff you can't make sense of. They're the stuff you're like, oh God.
And I think it's because, so from my experience, I spent a lot of time feeling anxious in my younger years, and I've just accepted that, but then it ramped up so much more with perimenopause, and it felt like it came out of nowhere, that, and then they're not remembering things, and the actually not feeling like myself, and then like, what do I do with that? What is actually happening? And it's just having conversations like this that helps us to. I don't know where I was going with any of that.
Doesn't matter.
No, me neither. We've had a nice time.
And like you were saying, Cate, like with your epilepsy, that with the medication and stuff. So my journey, in a quick nutshell, it's been on the podcast already, but I started with like panic attacks and anxiety and irrational thoughts and all this stuff, and I was waking up to palpitations, and I was anxious from waking up in the morning till like going to bed, and I'd pray to go to bed, and then I'd go to bed and sleep half an hour to an hour, and I was trying this massive journey of discovery, and I had hypnotherapy for about 9 or 10 months, once or twice a week, and then I eventually went to my sister was like kind of strong arming me, look, it could be hormones, it could be your hormones. I'd never had a perimenopause, didn't know what it was, thought menopause was 51, my periods stop, and then I just crack on.
As we all did.
How wrong was it? Anyway, so I went to a private menopause clinic, and they were like, oh my God, you said perimenopausal. Boom. And I don't even take paracetamol if I've got a bad headache. I don't touch anything. But at this point, like you said, if I hadn't have gone on HRT, then and I was doing that whole thing of like, no, I can do it myself. That was why the hypnotherapy. That was why stripping back. That was why swapping everything,
all the stuff.
And I was like, actually, I want to still be around.
Exactly.
And so I went on HRT. A bit later on, introduced testosterone. Testosterone brought me back into the room and basically gave me back.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, but it's really tricky, and especially when you kind of like, you don't want to take anything from outside. No. But actually,
but what the fuck do you do?
But what do you do?
Like, and it is like the eternal. I think that the more spiritual you are, and the more connected to things you are as well, that there's always an opinion of somebody going, "Well, you shouldn't be taking medication." I'm on antidepressants. I'm on epilepsy meds. I can't take HRT because there's a very big history of breast cancer. So my mum had breast cancer twice. It's maternal breast cancer also. So these puppies, like, that you're not going to find anything in here for a start. You have to have a good old feel to find anything in there. So I can't take HRT. But the medication thing, it's controversial because as spiritual people working in the spiritual community, it's almost frowned upon. And I just think, do you know what? Like, you got to do you. And
have to do you.
I can't do my work if I'm completely fucked.
Absolutely.
How can I give the gifts that I have to the women that I serve and help the people that I help if I'm dead
Yeah.
or depressed or do you know what I mean? Like,
you can't bring you to the space.
No,
right?
of course I can't.
Because you're not you, are
no,
you?
no, and it's the same as you. Like, who fucking cares? Do what you need to do.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I like to think, you know, medication doesn't matter what it is. Yes, it's all adapted now and everything else. But initially, every medication that exists came from a plant.
Yes. Yeah.
We've just evolved it and evolved it and evolved it and evolved it until it is what it is.
And synthesised it so it can be consistent.
Yes.
Because plant medicine can't always be consistent.
Exactly.
Depending on yields, depending on the time of the year and
exactly.
the weather.
Yeah.
So it's yams.
Exactly.
Come on, yams, man.
Yeah, exactly. So, do you know what? That's how it is.
exactly.
And, you know.
So what are you doing then to help manage what you're going through? And sort of apart from you taking the antidepressants, do you feel like they're helping with your mental health?
I mean, they made a massive difference.
Yeah.
Like when I first went on them, obviously it was a massive time of grief.
Yeah.
I'm kind of at that point where I'm a little bit scared to come off them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that anybody's asking me to. I kind of want to,
Yeah.
but I'm like scared because
how I feel with
don't
mine.
want to go
Yeah.
back to that place.
No.
I don't,
No.
and I can't go back there. And so I don't think I'm ready yet, but I think I'll know when the time is right. But apart from that, I just I've learned in the last few years just to really look after myself in ways that I wasn't before. I mean, like for probably 14 years now, my second husband was abusive, and me and the kids, we had a fucking horrendous time. I mean, like, ended up homeless, lost my job. He was a compulsive gambler. I ended up with like 30 grand's worth of debt in my name. Like, I had no job, I had no money, I had nothing. And so I kind of, that for me, it was like my dark night of the soul kind of moment. And I built myself back up. I built my life back up. And it's taken real hard work and guts and courage to get to where I am. So I've kind of this self-nurturing stuff, I've been on that journey a long time, but in the last few years it's been very much more based around the mother energy kind of stuff, like or even the crone energy stuff. So I think it changes, and like the whole maiden mother crone thing has never been more prevalent in my life than it is now, because when you're a maiden and you're just doing maiden stuff, and you might be looking at the crone stuff and looking at the mother stuff, but you're not really, it doesn't resonate, right? And then you're a mother and you're so deeply in your mother that like you're like looking at the crone stuff thinking and you're looking at the maiden stuff and you might be thinking, I miss her. And then I got to this stage where I was like, right, I'm bringing the maiden back in. I like, my kids are a bit older, I'm going to do more of that stuff, inner child stuff. Now I'm at the stage where I'm like, do you know what, the crone is fucking calling. I'm nearly there. Like, at some point in the next couple of years, I'm going to have stepped over that threshold. So I'm embracing it. And yes, I dye my hair, but it's because I fucking want to. And I like it. Do you know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that I am avoiding that era of my life. I'm really not. I'm looking forward to it because I have a lot of wisdom and I have a lot of knowledge and I have all those things that come with age to be able to share with people. So I feel like my work is more deep now than it ever has been, and more necessary now than it ever has been, and I'm more connected to it now than I ever have been. So for looking after myself, I just really deeply connect with that, and I do cacao ceremonies for myself. I meditate for fucking hours a day when I'm meant to be sleeping. I kind of do all sorts of weird witchy shit at home. I have my dogs. I, spend time, well, not so much now, but with horses. Just do the stuff that I really love, and also allow myself to have a fucking nanna nap.
Yes.
If I need a nanna nap, I'm having a nanna nap.
Absolutely right.
And if the washing up needs doing, then the washing up needs doing. I don't fucking care. Somebody else can do it, or it can sit there till I've had my nap. And sometimes it's 10 minutes and sometimes it's 4 fucking hours, but I'm going to do it. So I'm kind of at that stage, really.
And that's what we're hearing, isn't it? A lot of this is just reminding us how important it is to to get back into that, to look after ourselves as much as we can.
And to hear it, and for other women to hear it, like probably they are on the Flow app. We've like spoken to like lots of women on the podcast, and it's funny how, like you're saying, like dragging the maiden through and like finding the inner child, the joy and everything. And that seems to be that kind of like thing that we're hearing. Like we did what did we do? Zip wire.
Yeah.
We were like, I don't want to do it, but I feel like I need to do it because I just need to throw myself off there and just do something stupid that's, a bit like...
And it was so much fun.
It's so much fun.
Just, like
I
fun.
know.
I hadn't felt
That's
it.
so funny, because I want fun. I want some fucking fun.
Yes.
I don't want the serious shit.
Okay.
I want the deep conversation, and I want the soul connection, and I want that stuff. I don't want to fucking live in it all the time. I want to go and have fucking bonkers fucking experiences and like have sex in a bush and fucking. Do you know what when you were 16? Because if I haven't earned that right by now, then what the fuck are we doing here? Like, no.
And do you think as well though that other women, obviously apart from the sex bit, depending, but do you think that other women can bring that into your life, like the other fun bits? Or is it something else that you're looking for there?
I have fun with the people that I spend time with.
Yeah.
But I'm a bit of a complicated creature anyway. I as I said, I'm neurodiverse, so I'm autistic, ADHD, which is a difficult combination because I'm go at 100 miles an hour, blah blah blah, creative ideas. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, but I'm also autistic, so I hate people. I don't want to be around people. I don't like loud noises. I want structure. I want routine. So my ADHD is going do this, and my autism is going structure, routine. So it's very difficult.
Balance,
So my friends know that if it's past 5 o'clock, I'm not going out. And this is another thing that I have remembered about myself, learned about myself in the last 5 years. I used to be the person that would be like, oh, you're coming out, and I'd be like, you're coming out for dinner, and we're going to go for a drink, and then we're going to go and play, I don't know, bingo or whatever, and I'd be like, yeah, okay, and then it'd get to the day and I'd be like, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, but I'd get dolled up and I'd go out and I'd pretend to have a nice time, and I'd come home and I'd be like, oh, I spent money I didn't want to spend, and I didn't have a nice time, and it was just stressful.
All I
wanted to do was sit in my fucking pyjamas with my skincare on, watch some trashy TV, go to bed, have a wank, go to sleep. Do you know what I mean? So in the last 5 years, my friends now know I don't go out. If it's like, I'll go out for maybe 5, if it's 5-ish, I might go out, have some dinner and then go home. But I'm not going to stay out all fucking night. I'm not going club. I'm not going anywhere near a wine bar or a club or anything. No, I'm just a bit, I feel like I'm a bit miserable in that sense. But you invite me out for breakfast, I'm your girl.
Oh, I'm the same. But I think we've earned that right. Because I've been there, done that. I've done all the like going out.
Flip it and
coming over.
You
at 5
fucking
o'clock
invite
in
me
the
out for
morning.
breakfast or lunch. I am your breakfast is my favourite thing.
Me
to
too.
do. I fucking love going for a breakfast. It is amazing.
I love a good breakfast.
And I love going out for lunch, and I love chatting to my friends and having a laugh.
We've earned that right.
We have, but I'm very much a small group girl, like 3 maximum. I can't really cope with more than that. I really enjoy my life. I really enjoy spending time with my kids and my animals. I've got 5 cats, 2 dogs. I just love being at home. I don't really like going on holiday. I'm just not that person, and that's okay.
Of course it is.
And so as well, it's like, it's difficult because then I know if I meet somebody, I'm going to have to be that person. But I'm like, I don't want to be.
You just want to be you,
I just want to be me. And
Yeah.
and how do you date when you go, actually, I don't go out past 5, I'm a vampire or something. I'm the opposite of a vampire.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, somebody who wants to do things in the day
So
and kick back and watch a movie,
Yeah.
crap TV with face care
Well,
on.
yeah, but I'm kind of, again, like I said, I'm at the point, I'm not really that bothered. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's being comfortable in your own skin, isn't it?
It
You're
is.
actually enjoying being with yourself.
yeah.
And going back to we've earned it. We've
Yeah.
worked really hard to
Yeah.
get to this
And bringing
stage
up 4
to
kids
know
is-
us.
Yeah,
It's a feat, isn't it?
it is a feat,
You know?
yeah. And have done it on my own. Like they've been with me. It's just been me and them, and we're super close.
Yeah.
So infiltrating that little thing, that's a fucking big deal.
Yeah.
Like, and then my older three, well, and my youngest son as well. Like, they're all like, if you ever meet anybody, they've got a fucking interview panel to get past. my oldest son is like 6'10".
Yeah.
And he's a PT. He's built like a fucking brick shit house, and he's like fiercely protective. Like, he quite often takes me out for breakfast because his working hours and mine, blah blah. So he's like, Mama, I'm taking you out for breakfast, and I'm like, oh, amazing. And we go out, and somebody will like just look at me, not look.
Yeah.
Some guy will just look, and he's like, what's he looking at? And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, probably my boobs. And he's like, he wants to fucking watch himself, and I'm like, oh, God Almighty. So it's at this point, it's a non-hope. But yeah, fun. It's like you have to make your own, don't you?
Yeah, do. Yeah.
What's fun for me is the stuff that is a bit mundane sometimes. But I also am like fun Bobby as well. So we do rage rooms and like zipwire sort of stuff and daytime stuff. Yeah. So
what about the fuck it phase, Kate? Have you always had a bit of just fuck it kind of in you?
That's who I am.
I'm saying this because I'm kind of getting that vibe. For me, it's took me ages to get to this stage where I'm like, fuck it. I'm doing it. Let's do the thing. Yeah. Or fuck
or
it.
Or not do the thing because I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Honestly can say that my 4 children, all 4 of them, are more sensible than me. Than any sensibility I've got, even in my little finger. Like they are the people that say to me, I don't think that's a good idea, and I go, fuck it. Oh, it'll be alright. My catchphrase is actually, oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I've got a friend, and he's always saying to me, oh, it'll be fine. He said, I'm going to have that on your fucking gravestone. Oh, it'll be fine. What's the worst that can happen? It's fine. Don't worry about it. So yeah, I don't give a fuck, quite frankly.
Yeah,
I'm a massive risk taker, which has paid off, and both like paid off and not paid off.
Yeah.
But I figured like that's my fun.
Yeah. It's like this far.
We got a puppy 6 months ago, and then I got another one 2 months ago. And everybody's like, Mills was like, is it a good idea? Is it a good idea? And I'm like, no.
But we're going to do it anyway.
Fucking do it. Like, she was like, well, can we, can you afford it? Like, have you got the time? Like,
no,
I was like, no. But he's really cute.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I am the fuck it. If you need help with the fuck it, I'll be like,
we'll bear that one in mind.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I've got very good at that though.
Hey?
I've got very good at this.
Yeah, got better.
I said that to the last lady that I read for just before we came in here. She was like, blah, 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 this, that and the other. And I was like, fuck it. And she was like, you're right. And I was like, fuck them, fuck it. Just fucking do it. And she was like, you're right, I'm going to. And I was like, yes!
Sometimes that's all you need is someone to remind you that you can say fuck it.
Yeah, I was like,
it's empowering
itself.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking do it. You've been looking after people your whole life.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's a lot of remembering, I think, that comes in at this time, isn't there? Of like, actually, I've spent like the last 20, 30, whatever years looking after other people.
Yeah, definitely.
And now it's my time. So so I think that's a really lovely point to end it. So the episode. So thank you so much.
Can I come back?
Oh my God! I would really absolutely love you to come back. Can we come back?
100%.
You know,
that's it. I'm going to just infiltrate the tribe now.
Oh my God, please do. And if you wanted to put show notes on the bottom, offering like the circles and things that you do.
Okay, yeah,
we'll pop you.
Yeah, because I do them online.
Online circle. Yeah, and the circle you did in person here at Barefoot Festival was beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
Set us up totally for the weekend.
Yeah.
And definitely would love to chat to you again.
Yeah.
So,
thank you.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Wild, Wise and Curious. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, feel free to email us at info@wildwiseandcurious.com or reach out on our socials at wild_wise_and_curious. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Stay curious and we'll see you next time.